Hi! Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Good afternoon. You can already tell by the title. This is gonna be a video regarding breastfeeding, nursing, pumping, all of that stuff, all about breast milk. I am a first-time mom. Was on Facebook. There was a girl asking about how long breast milk lasts in the fridge or outside or in the freezer, and little things on how to store breast milk. So then she gave me an idea. I gave her a lot of tips, and then she gave me an idea of making a video. Let me get closer because I feel like I'm too far. There you go. She gave me the idea to make a video for you guys and explain a little bit more about breastfeeding and pumping. So let's get started. Breastfeeding and nursing and all that stuff. So what I was thinking is that I'm actually going to be making separate videos to get into detail of more things, because if not, this video would be very, very long and I don't want to have you guys sit here forever. So let me just break it down, that way you guys can watch whatever you need in a different video. Okay, so let's get started. Let's start with a little backstory on my breastfeeding journey. February 7th, my baby was born, February 7th, 2020. It's been 4 months now. A couple disclaimers here and there. Supplementing with formula is totally okay. Feeding formula only is totally fine. When my baby was born, he was born with jaundice and he had to be under the UV light, which means that, you know, I only had around 15 minutes to nurse him so he can eat. And then the doctor came in and telling me that he wasn't having that many wet diapers, and that was a way for jaundice to get out of their system by having bowel movements, which means that I had to supplement with, I love you. Which means that I had to supplement with formula ever since he was born. That's why, you know, I'm trying to put disclaimers out there. It's okay to supplement with formula. It's okay, formula is still gonna feed your baby. It's one of the things I do want to say. Just kind of sum it up because I tend to go very into detail. So ever since he was born, he was supplementing with formula. I did, however, had a lot of lactation consultants coming into the room to help me hand express so that they can give it to him in the NICU. Because they do take your baby sometimes, especially if your baby has jaundice, they will take your baby. That was that. Baby has a lip tie, and I just found that out when he was 2 months. When you're in the hospital, they don't check for a lip tie. Lactation consultants cannot tell you that they have a lip tie. They can't tell you because they're not the pediatrician. The pediatrician has to examine that and then they will let you know. However, there's ways that you can check yourself for a lip tie on your baby, so you can look and find out how to check for a lip tie or a tongue tie, because tongue tie is a little bit more common. You can check for that. That can also be an issue for latching when it comes to nursing. Lip ties, tongue ties, all that stuff. My baby was hurting, my nipples were bleeding, and it was very, very painful for me. I literally would cry every single time I would nurse him in the beginning. However, I continued to do it. You know, I was like, I know it's gonna hurt, you know, I just want what's best for my baby. That's the way I would think. And then now I realize fed is best, and a lot of people say breast is best, which here is something else. Breast milk has a lot of antibodies for your baby, created just for your baby, exclusively for that little blessing that you have. That's gonna help them, their immune system is gonna bless you, baby. Then formula just has the nutrients that they need and stuff like. You can do your research on that, because I don't want to speak on it since I'm really not very educated on like the benefits of breast milk. When I was little, I was breastfed for 3 years, and my brother was breastfed for 2.5 years or so. And I do want to say and put it out there that I never get sick, and, you know, knock on wood. But ever since I was little, I would get colds here and there, but not very often. Like my bones are very, very strong, and just doctors will tell you why they're pushing breastfeeding more. So that's that. That's a little bit of a story. I'm kind of going all over the place. I'm trying to stay on one topic. So like I was saying, my phone doesn't have that much storage because I have a lot of baby pics. Okay, so where was I? When my baby started hurting me that much, that I would bleed and it was uncomfortable, I started searching up pumping. People would say you can pump and give her the milk and blah, blah, blah. They weren't too specific, so I started looking up, and I came across a lot of videos on YouTube, he wants to speak to, that explained pumping and exclusively pumping. So let me just say that your insurance will cover a breast pump. So if you don't have the funds to buy a breast pump, definitely go online and they will have a link. There's a lot of different links where you can get your breast pump. You just put what insurance you have and you put your insurance number, and then they should be able to send you a breast. I got a breast pump from my insurance, and then if you have WIC also, they will give you a breast pump if you need it, if the insurance didn't give you one. Or I also called a lactation consultant, and she said if your pump is not emptying you can call WIC and tell them and they will give you one. So I also have one from WIC, and I also have my own pump, which I will make a different video on that too. Pump that I got on the side thanks to my hubs, and it's just my favorite ever. I got into pumping a lot, which means that you will pump on a schedule. Let me get through the questions real fast. Okay, so I already answered when do you pump the most output. In the morning, my first pump at 5 a.m. and I would pump 12 to 14 ounces, and that was already more than 2 feedings. So that was my biggest output with both breasts. So that's that. Okay, next question. Do you just pump or latch also? So I already answered that in the beginning. My baby has a lip tie and he had issues with latching. He would hurt me really bad. So for now, I just pump. That's it. I became an exclusive pumper. The way it's worked out for us, John and Julissa Amaya. It's like a joint Facebook. It's Julissa Herrera. Which pump do you recommend? Okay, so let me talk about pumps. I got the Lancino pump from my insurance, and that one is the one I started with. That one didn't empty my breasts completely. And then I told my husband, oh my God, I need a new pump, I need a hands-free pump. There are pumping bras. So you pretty much put the bottles, let me show you. It's a bra where you just put the bottles, like it's a bra with holes, and you put the bottles in, you put the flanges in, and you're pretty much hands-free. So that's one way. I also have the Medela one, and that one's just too bulky. And this is my favorite. This is the Baby Buddha pump. The reason why I have these attached on it, these are not originally from the Baby Buddha pump. This is the strongest pump you're gonna find. It's like a hospital grade pump. So yeah, if you guys just go online and you search Preemie cups, you will see them, and they're very, very useful. That's my favorite combo. Like I said, the Baby Buddha, look it up and you'll see how it comes with its own bottles and its own flanges, and they're actually very, very comfortable. But I like to be completely hands-free with the portable pump, and I don't have bottles hanging off of my boobs, so it's just super convenient. Question: when you take medication, do you stop breastfeeding? It just depends on what medication, so that you can ask your doctor. Like I said, I'm not an expert. You can ask your doctor. I personally take thyroid pills because I have an issue with my thyroid, and I'm supposed to take my pills because I'm breastfeeding. So you don't want to pass anything to the baby, but that's me, I'm pretty sure maybe I don't know, but you probably don't take thyroid pills. But definitely consult your doctor and tell him what medication you're taking, and ask him if it will affect the baby that you're breastfeeding. If your doctor already knows that you are breastfeeding, they won't prescribe you something that's gonna hurt the baby, of course. So I would recommend to ask your doctor. That way, you are for sure, he knows best, better than me. That was from my Hinojosa. And then Angela Ibarra, which is actually the girl that made me kind of make this video because I felt so pumped to do it. This may not regard the breastfeeding, but how did you lose all the baby fat? So actually, you guys, this does go in with breastfeeding. Nurse, if you breastfeed, if you pump, you will lose the weight like this. When I was first nursing, because I did nurse for the first month, I kid you not, I would nurse, and as the baby was sucking on my breast, I could feel my stomach go down. That was so crazy. So you will feel cramps. So that's what I would feel, and then I would also literally feel my stomach going down. So that's one way that I lost all the baby fat. Right now, I think that's one of the reasons why I have a little bit of loose skin. It's not that bad, but I'm really gonna start my fitness journey again. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I was very into working out back then before I got pregnant. I used to lift a lot, and I'm just barely gonna get back into it, and I'm also gonna be making videos. I'm also gonna be making videos on fitness and stuff like that. The only way that I've been losing weight, breastfeeding, nursing, pumping even, will help you lose weight. Also, watch what you eat. At the beginning I started eating caldo because my mom, we're Mexican, and she's like, El caldo te ayuda because it has vegetables, chicken, and it's chicken broth, and that helps you produce more milk because it's a lot of liquids. So, you know, also eating right, kind of try not to eat like very fat foods, like processed foods. Also, because you're breastfeeding, you want to eat homemade meals that, you know, are rich in protein, carbs, and all that stuff. And I'm not gonna act like I'm perfect because I didn't do that at the beginning. I would eat a lot of caldo, but I would also sometimes have a burger, tacos, or whatever. But if you can, you know, and you're just starting, I would recommend you to eat a lot of homemade meals and just eat at home and eat vegetables, chicken, a lot of proteins. You know, a lot of babies are allergic to milk, to cow's milk or dairy. I had to cut my dairy out. I'm actually lactose intolerant, so that's me though. But definitely keep eating, because especially if you're breastfeeding and pumping, you need to eat. You need to eat because you will feel weak. Exclusively pumping is very, very draining, and that's something I'm going to put out there before I even make the other videos. I want you to see this. If you're going to choose to exclusively pump, you can do it. I can do it. Anybody can do it. So yeah, you guys, if you do decide to exclusively pump, just know that it's a little bit hard. It takes dedication, but you can do it. And if that's with the route you have to take to breastfeed your baby, to give him or her breast milk, definitely I recommend it. Don't get scared, you know, don't feel bad if you have to stop. For example, sometimes I feel guilty that I don't pump on time, or that sometimes I have to supplement. Sometimes I feel guilty, but just know that it's totally okay to give the baby formula. So yeah, now that I've talked about everything, the last thing, I kind of answered everybody's question. Oh, actually, let me read something that somebody else posted. Okay, so this is what she said. I want to start pumping but wouldn't know how, or when my baby girl is 3 months and I exclusively breastfeed. She feeds almost every hour or 2, the longest, and when she's done I always burp, then change the diaper, then she doesn't let me put her down. I'm alone, my husband's at work, so I don't know how to do this, and I'm also a first-time mom. Okay, so my baby, actually, the weird thing I always had with my baby, he always fed every hour and a half, like sometimes just 1 hour, and the doctor will just tell you that just feed the baby on demand. Like when they're drinking breast milk, the babies digest it very quickly, so it's totally okay to feed them whenever they're hungry. I always have him on a schedule though, like I always would track his feedings. I mean, if he's hungry, I'm not gonna tell him, I'm not gonna just not feed him because of the schedule, but I would track it down. Like I would track when he would eat and stuff like that. So when you're first starting out, you kind of want to see, okay, he just ate half an hour ago, and you know how much he's had. Like let's say you're bottle feeding and you know that you gave him or her 3 ounces, and she just ate and a half an hour ago, she might be sleepy. So babies will cry, and with the time be able to tell when baby's hungry or when baby's sleepy or when he's just fussy. So definitely just feed on demand when baby's hungry if you're nursing and if you're pumping. Okay, so lastly, I just want to talk about some nursing essentials that I will recommend you. So for nursing, I recommend a boppy pillow or any pillow that you can attach to yourself, and it'll be easier for you to nurse. You can look them up online. My sister-in-law got me one, very thankful for that. She also got me the haka, which is actually, it looks dirty, but it's actually clean. I guess it's just stained from like water. This one, you will put it on the breast where you are not nursing. So you'll just suck it on here if baby's nursing on this one, and that will catch all the milk that has been dripping from nursing. So then you can fill this up or wherever it goes to, and then use that milk for whatever, like to keep feeding baby or to freeze it or whatever. Okay, you guys, so I actually lost footage of the outro for this video, so I just wanted to kind of get back on here and finish it up. I totally forgot what I was saying, but I was talking about the nursing essentials. I think I was just gonna say that if you guys have any questions, comment down below. I'll put my social media wherever on the description bar, so you guys can follow me and stuff like that and ask me questions. Like I said, I will repeat this, I'm not an expert, I'm not a professional, I'm not a lactation consultant. I am simply a first-time mom, and I have my experiences with pumping and nursing and stuff like that, so that's just what I want to share with you guys. By the way, I'm wearing my shades because I look like shit. I just got back from the doctors with my baby, so it's pretty hot outside, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's like 90-some degrees. But anyways, I just wanted to make the outro a little bit more better than just like, you know, making it all fucked up. I mean, I'm sorry, But yeah, you guys, so subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. I'm also going to be starting to do fitness videos as well, so that, you know, we can work out together and get this mom bod back in shape. See you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.